Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. What I want to do is I'm going to make some videos. It won't be a series, but it's going to be just different videos on different subjects, all corresponding to occupation. In other words, what it is, it's when an occupying force comes into a community in wartime, there's certain things that they do. And that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. And some of it you will find familiar. And any vets that have been to different war zones, they will see they will see a similarity. There's a reason why stuff is being done, and that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. And so it's going to be occupation, and then it'll be whatever the subject matter is going to be. And this is the first one, but like I say, they're going to, as I a lot of times I say I'll be brainstorming, I'll be thinking of different things, and I'll be thinking of this stuff, and then it brings to my attention, so I'll do it. So this one is, like I say, kidnapping. And it's funny because I know a lot of people, when they think of kidnapping, they think of this van driving up and they throw a sack over your head and they throw you in the van and they take you off as you're walking down the street. Okay, that's one form of kidnapping. It happens in occupied areas, and there's different ways that they do this kidnapping. Now, it all, remember, all these forms of kidnapping that I'm talking about are legal. But they're legal for the occupiers to do this. See, so that's why when people get kidnapped, their family members go and they say, hey, you know, you're holding so and so and stuff like that. And sometimes they will admit that they're holding so and sometimes so and so is in Guantanamo Bay. So, you know, they just automatically, not necessarily Guantanamo Bay, but they want to send them off to some detention center. And sometimes they will admit they're holding them, and sometimes they say, we don't know anything about it. It depends a lot on the type of kidnapping they use when they do it. And it depends on the witnesses. Okay, now an example would be, and okay, first we're going to talk about why they're doing this kidnapping. And the reason they're doing the kidnapping, they're looking for, normally, these are business owners, normally. Now, the reason they're business owners seem to have more of a spirit of independence. Business owners tend to have extra money. They save money. Business owners seem to have stuff. Business owners have connections. They know a lot of people. I mean, owning a business is more than just a carpet cleaning business. No, you do social. You do social networking. You know people. To make your business prosper, you have to know people. So that's why most of the time, or a lot of the time anyway, these people that are being snatched up are business people. And okay, but like I say, there's no limit. They can snatch up anybody, but normally that's what it is. Now, the way they're going to snatch people up, and like I say, these are all legal ways. Now, it could be, like I say, they want to see your papers. And it will be, like I say, it's kind of like martial law, but they try not to say martial law. but that's what's happening in the United States. They don't want to call it that, and that's why I'm explaining this stuff, so then you can see when you are in martial law. So, but like I say, they'll want to see your papers, and then if you are the person that's on the list that they wanted, sometimes they want people for questioning, and some people they just plain flat, they just want it. And they'll look at your papers, and then they'll say your papers aren't in order, and then you will be detained, arrested, or whatever you want to call it. And so it's a legal way of doing it. And what's funny is that's one of the easiest ways they do it, because it doesn't make any difference. They make the laws, so they can say whatever kind of, whatever they want. In the United States, like if you're in a car, they want to see your driver's license. They want to see your registration. They want to see insurance. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. They make the laws, so they can say anything they want. If you're walking down the street, they can do the same thing. It'll be the same thing. They want to see your papers. Or do you have your Obama card care? Saying that you are under federal. And the reason is once you get federal care, then they've got a record on everything about you. So then that's why they want you to have that card. Or, it doesn't make any difference what it is, because they do it in every country. So, I mean, not every occupied country, they do it like that. They need to keep everybody in line. They want to know who everybody is, where they live, what they do, what are they doing out, where are they going, but they can't be real obvious about it. So that's why they do things like that. But when they get obvious like that, for some reason you get the idea you're being occupied. So it'll be, I say, traffic. That's where they have traffic stops. And I say down here, they just stand on the side of the road and they just pick cars out. And and I found out that a lot of times they're looking for a particular car. That's why they might be looking for a pickup. Did whatever it is, they're looking for so and so, and he's in his pickup. So they'll stop all pickups, or all particular cars, and I mean, there's things there's a reason why they're stopping everybody. I didn't know that. I thought they just wanted to, me, I'm a little slow, and I thought they were just stopping to see if they had their registration and insurance and all that. That's what I thought, but it wasn't. What they were doing is they were looking for somebody. Not always, but like I say, that's when you drive by or a stop and you see everybody with a red pickup. There's a reason why everybody's got a red pickup. So they're looking for somebody in particular. And like I say, now down here is a little different, because like I say, they're the drugs. Government is in the drug business, and they don't like competition. So that's why it's illegal. Unless you're working for the government. If you're working for the government, it's not illegal. You can go on a pass. And so, and that goes for all different kinds of things. And but I say, so they'll do it like that on traffic. They have been known to do SWAT team type entries to houses. And you can talk to Afghanistan, Iraq vets, and they'll tell you that. They go into houses, sometimes randomly, and sometimes specific houses. They'll find some information in one house, and that'll lead them to another house or another block, and they'll do the whole block. That's how they confiscate guns. That's what they do down here. That's the way they confiscate guns. They do it a block at a time. And on that traffic stop that I was talking about, they find out you have a gun. Well, then they find out where you live, and then that's going to draw the attention to that particular thing. So that's why. So sometimes you might be hit at night when they're coming through. A lot of times they don't do it in the daytime, and the reason is they're really scared of three-man militia type stuff. And in other words, they're scared of people protecting themselves. So I mean, you can take your SWAT team type people and go into a house at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'll have the advantage on them. The guy and his wife and the kids. You'll have the advantage on them. You try that during the day, well, like I say, it's going to be a little bit different then. So that's why they do it like that. And like I say, they will take people, and a lot of times they might take a kid or a spouse to look for the spouse that they're looking for. You know, if they're looking for the husband, they'll hold the wife or the kids, waiting for the husband. Or, you know, they'll kidnap the husband because they're looking for the woman. So, so there's different ways and reasons why they do these abductions. And like I say, they're all legal. And now, I know we're talking about the kidnapping, but like I say, a lot of times they do killing, basically the same way. They do a traffic stop, and then they'll go on and shoot you, and then they'll plant a gun in there, and they'll say, yeah, he pulled a weapon on us. And in other words, it's an assassination that they wanted to do with you. It depends. On some people, they want to snatch up because they want information. Some people, they just want to kidnap, or they just want to kill. And what it does is it strikes fear in the community or in that group of what they're doing. And so and now I'm talking about the occupiers are doing this stuff. Okay, now a lot of times also the occupiers will kidnap and or assassinate somebody, and they will blame the local, I hate to use this word, but militia, and blame them for doing that stuff. So that's why you don't hear me pushing revolution type talk, because you don't want no revolution. It gets really ugly. You can't tell the good guys from the bad guys because there are no good guys. Everybody is bad, just some are worse. And like in the Roman, the way the Romans were able to do so well for so long is they struck terror in everybody that wasn't Roman. And so you had to swear allegiance with Rome if you expect to have any type of a life. And I say they terrified everybody. Everybody was really scared. And so that's why they did, and they did what? They did kidnapping and assassinations, exactly like I'm talking about. That's why they patrol their borders, so they know who's going in and out, and because they're looking to catch some people. So borders is a good excuse to stop everybody and check their papers and see if they're on the wanted list. So and that's why they'll be snatched up. They do the same thing right now in the airports. If they want you and you're on an airport, they'll say, here, step over here. And the next thing you know, you're in your own little room, and then bammo, you're wished off into another plane, and then you find yourself in Guantanamo Bay. No, but you know, I mean, or in Poland, you know, I mean, we got these human storage places, political storage places outside the United States, and that's what they do. And the airports are known for having those kind of places. So, like I say, so that's when your traveling is restricted, and that's because it's restricted. It's because you're going to be snatched up. But that's the point of the kidnapping and stuff like that. So, and like I say, they make the rules. So as the rules get tighter, and say you're not going to hear about, you know, Joe Blow getting kidnapped or getting, you know, he just didn't show up someplace. There's a reason why he did it. And see, when they pick people out of the crowds like that, you know, nobody's going to think nothing of it. I say, if we were at the airport and they come get me, you're not going to think nothing about it. You know, you're going to say, hey, they just took some guy, and no big deal. And you know, even though I'm on my way to Poland, you know, so. But like I say, these kind of tactics are used by occupying forces. And I say in the United States, we're starting to find this stuff. 50 years ago, we didn't have that kind of stuff. You know, when I was a kid and running around, we didn't have all that kind of stuff. I see it a lot now, a lot. And but I say that's why even me now down here, when I'm stopped down here, we are going to get it taken care of right here on the street right now. Whatever the problem is, we're going to get it taken care of right now, because I know Once they swish me away, that's it. And like I say, same thing when I travel. They do the blocks. They can take you back into the jungle. You don't want to go back into the jungle. Right here in the street, right here next to my car, we're going to get this thing taken care of. But you have to have plans on how you're going to do that. But that's how they snatch people up when you are being occupied. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.